The cell theory. Sounds complicated, right? But it really doesn't have to be. The cell theory is a historic scientific theory. The two scientists that developed the cell theory are Theodor Schwann and Matthias Jacob Schleiden. Together, they will create the basic theory of cells. The theory has three parts. All living organisms are composed of one or more cells. The cell is the basic unit of structure and organization in living organisms, and all cells arise from pre-existing cells. So I'm going to break it down to make it easier to understand. Let's start with the first part. All living organisms are composed of one or more cells. So here we see a field of flowers. To see the cell, we're going to focus on the leaf. Now if we look at the leaf, the hexagons you see represent cells. If you would look inside a cell, you would see all the structures inside. This is a eukaryotic plant cell. It has many structures such as the nucleus, cytoplasm, and more. All living things are made up of cells and need them to function normally. Not all cells are the same. They have different functions. There are also many kinds of cells. The two main ones are prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus, and eukaryotic cells do. Now, the second part. The cell is the basic unit of structure and organization in living organisms. This is because the cellular level of living things is where the processes that keep us alive occurs. The smallest live organism is made up of one cell. So this is why it is called the basic structure of life.
Finally, the third part says that all cells arise from pre-existing cells. This means that no cell just drops from the sky or shows up from nowhere. Cells reproduce in many ways. Eukaryotic cells grow and reproduce through the cell cycle. At the end, they either divide through meiosis or mitosis, but eukaryotic cells can also reproduce through budding, fragmentation, regeneration, and more. Most eukaryotic cells reproduce through mitosis, but some reproduce through meiosis. Most prokaryotic cells reproduce through binary fission, but some also reproduce through budding, fragmentation, and more.